Hello and welcome to this week's Craft and Chat. I'm Amanda Fowler and it's Tuesday at 2 o'clock UK time when this is being filmed. If you are watching live, can you do me a sound and light check? And if you're watching on the replay, thank you so much for taking the time to come and pop in with us today. I'm a bit out of breath because I've run up the stairs. Okay. If if you are watching on the replay or it's your first time here, probably 20 minutes or so chit-chatting. Maybe a bit less actually today because I've got a mountain of new products to show you. And then I've got a little bit of stamping to do as well. Brilliant. Okay, so it looks like I'm live. Karen's here. Thank you, Karen. Let me just check in Facebook. Check I'm live where I should be. Let's just see. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, it looks like I'm where I should be. So let's close that one down. Brilliant. Okay. Lorraine's here. It's soggy in Poole. It is soggy here in Hampshire too, Lorraine. I got soaked this morning, loading the car up ready for card class, unloading the car, loading again. Yeah, soggy. Alison's here. Hello, Elizabeth and Anne and Margaret. Thank you. So let me know what you got up to at the weekend. We had a very, very busy weekend. It was my spring retreat. So I'd had a busy couple of weeks leading up to it, getting everything ready and doing all the filming. And then we have some Zooms and we have some fun crafting sessions. And I'm just sort of available to chat to the participants if they need me for anything. And they've been sending me pictures of their finished projects and it's brilliant. It's really lovely. I have already been asked when's the next one. Well, the next one will be Christmas. Unless something hits me between the eyes and I need to do a summer retreat. We will see. Usually I just do Christmas. This year it was kind of an experiment to do the spring one as well. But I actually want to get the Christmas one done a bit earlier this year. So we will see. We will see. I will get to see the new catalogue next week. So who knows? Who knows? Hello, Donna's here. And let me just see. Okay, Alison, it's lovely in Bristol. That's really good. Janet's popping in before she has to go out for an appointment. Oh, Lorraine, thank you. She said the spring retreat was amazing. Thank you. It was, yeah, we had a lovely time. We were talking about all sorts of different things, and I've been grilling the participants about upcoming classes and things we should include. So it was really lovely. So what do I have to tell you about today? Stampin' Up have launched a huge number of products today. It's called the Online Exclusives. And we get probably 4 or 5 launches a year now. And it's kind of when we haven't got like a new catalogue launch or a special promotion or whatever, but we have new products. And they have knocked it out the park with these products. They are stunning. There's independent stamp sets, there's bundles, there's papers, there's all kinds of things. So I've got loads to show you. loads and loads, and a bit of a sneak peek. Sorry, Alison. It's Ali. She's got her name on Facebook. It says Alison, and I just, yeah, but it's Ali. I will try. Try not to say your full name. Anita's here as well. Hello. Hi, Michelle. You sneaked in here. So what was I saying before I got distracted? New products. Yeah, lots of new products. Sneak peek of the products that we're going to be using in Craft Along for March. So you'll get to see the papers, which are stunning. And actually, interestingly, today, the crafting that I'm going to do is going to be using the products that we used for last month's Craft Along. So it all kind of comes full circle. So I will show you all of that in a minute. Oh. Okay, so what else do I have to tell you? Next week, I'm in Rotterdam. It's a Stampin' Up convention. So there still will be craft and chat on Tuesday. That's fine because we don't go till Wednesday. So so that's all okay. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to share anything with you for weeks. Although I'm sure people will. But the catalogue, the new catalogue, doesn't go live until the first week of May. So that's a long way off. So we need to enjoy the products that we've got at the moment before I start sharing with you all the millions of new things. So that's kind of my plan. What else do I have to tell you? Not a lot, really. Brian took me out for dinner on Saturday, using a voucher from my mum, which was really lovely. So that was one of my Christmas presents from my mum. So that was it was just really nice. We'd had such a busy old time. So we went out for dinner. So that was really lovely. And then yesterday, a lot of the time I spent booking accommodation and researching stuff for our trip at the beginning of May. So yeah, so it's kind of been full on thinking about traveling actually. So I've got to get everything packed and sorted out and figure out which suitcase I'm taking and that kind of stuff. And I know I'm weird. I can share with you my weirdness today. But I have a little notebook and I write everything I'm wearing every day. So obviously if we're going away and I have something I wear something during the day and then something different at the night. And I do that firstly, so, I don't have to overpack, but also because if I don't, I will end up wearing things, I'm going to say, in the wrong order. I'll wear things in the wrong order and then I'll end up with 3 days worth of clothes that don't go together. And I know that's ridiculous. I'm listening to myself going, Amanda, what are you on? But the reality is, and that's what I need to do. So, and I do take spare, for when I throw my dinner down me or as has happened before, the waiter drops coffee all over me or whatever. These things happen. So yeah, so it's So is anyone else weird like me? I know lots of people have lists, and I will have lists. And actually, I was chit-chatting to Sue and Michelle. Michelle's traveling with me on Wednesday. I was talking to them this morning, and Sue looked at me, why haven't you got a list? And I'm going, yeah, I know. I just haven't made my list yet. Good afternoon, Sue. Oh, hi, Paul. He's with his mum in Harlow with Janet, but it's back to Italy on Friday to the warm. Yeah, it's a bit mizzygog, isn't it? Here, I think I'd far rather be in the warm in Italy. Alison's teasing me. Have I stopped taking my medication? No, but I have felt for about the past week that all my wheels are coming off. Yeah, it's been a bit of a year this year. I mean, to be honest, I thought last year was pretty rubbish. This year started off pretty pants, and I've been trying to hold everything together. And actually, I'm at the point now where not really sure which way's up. So I think the wheels are beginning to fall off. So I'm looking forward to being away next week. And, you know, however many hours on the Eurostar to Rotterdam, and just kind of turning up each day and being entertained, which will be lovely. And you know, I love Stampin' Up events. I get to hang out with all my demonstrator friends, and you know, we get to see new stuff, and there are crafting demonstrations, there are business talks, there'll be a party, we're going to see windmills. You know, what's not to love? So I think probably next week will be even slightly a crazy. Next week's craft and chat will be a bit more crazy than this week. But then then I'm hoping I'll have had a break and it'll be much calmer. And saying it's very organized, and you're my favorite. Oh dear. Everybody else in the whole world, apart from you and me, think it's crazy. Brian just rolls his eyes and what? So yes. Hi, Anita. Thanks, Ali. Did I? Paul. Yes, I did. He's asking me if I got a message about the balloon card. Yes, I did. I will reply. Yeah, I just haven't got to my emails yet. So yes, I promise to reply today. But she's right. She's right. It doesn't quite work the way I intended it to. So I've got a solution. I will reply later. Okay. So let's figure this out. Maybe I should have some more coffee. Okay, so this morning I had card class, which was brilliant. Lots of happy people there, making some cards, which was really cool. And just in case you happen to be a local to me in Hampshire, I run the card class. We make 6 cards, and we do it once or twice a month. It depends kind of how things fall. At the moment, March and April and May, there's only 1 class a month because of the Easter holidays and the bank holidays. So yeah, there's an evening class in April and an evening class in May, and then we go back to 2 weeks. No, we go back to 2 in a month in June. Yeah, Alison, nails are still looking good. They're coming off today, though. So these are press-on nails. They're a newish brand called Miyamura, and I've been trying them. This is second time, third time I've had them. For press-on nails, they are quite expensive, but not as expensive as going to a salon, have your nails done. And they're really flexible and they stay on. Now, bear in mind, I've had these on now for 10 days. So that's 10 days of me crafting, and I've done a lot of crafting in the last 10 days. Obviously, showers, hair wash, washing up. I haven't done any gardening. But of all of my normal stuff, cleaning, that kind of stuff, I've done all of it, and they've stayed on. They're beginning to sort of grow out. Bear in mind, my nails grow really, really quickly. But yeah, I will definitely be getting some more, but I'm going to take them off tonight to have bare nails for the rest of the week, ready for putting some more on next week. So there we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is turn the camera around and show you all this awesome new stuff. I'm not going to show you everything, and the reason is I haven't bought everything. And I know you're going to go, what, really? Hang on, let me just maneuver this stuff around. I don't buy everything in the catalogue. I, like most of you, would like to buy everything in the catalogue, but I don't. I buy the things that just speak to me and make me happy, because they're the things that I can make nice things with. I hope that makes sense. I learned really early on in my career as a craft salesperson, pre-Stamping Up actually, even, that actually I can't share anything with enthusiasm if I don't love it. So that's why you will never see me show something that I don't use or wouldn't want to use. So yeah, so it's a good job that I don't have I don't have a boss that says, no, you must use that. No, I only use the stuff that I like. So let's move some of this around and turn the camera around. Hello, Lisa. Thank you for popping in. Let me see. Switch that. Yeah, okay. So let's move that out of the way. Move my mouse out of the way. I've got my iPad here because you're going to start asking me questions about... Oh! Hi, Chris. And Alison. That's really weird. I don't know why. Sorry, not Chris and Alison. Chris and Angela. I don't know why your message isn't showing. That's just strange. Your message isn't showing on my comments. I don't know. I don't know why that is. Okay. So we are going to start out with the first thing that I bought, which since I'm drinking it right now, and yes, I do, it's black coffee. It's not really dark coffee. Hello, Lise. training, Alison? What are you training for? So this is the first set of products that I bought. So it's called Latte Love, and it is a full suite of products. So there is a stamp set, and look at this lovely art, coffee art, and you've got splats and coffee rings and spoons and all sorts of stuff. I love this hello there, let's catch up. It's a great sentiment to send a card. And oh, that's going over there. And then these are the dies. Now, the dies not only cut out some of the images here, but you can also make a French press or a cafetiere and a coffee pot. And there are some little teacups in here, actually. Well, they're not. They're espresso cups, but you could use them as a teacup for those of you that don't drink coffee. But it's just really cool. And that, with the handle, which is here, makes like a jug of coffee. It's very cool. And obviously that's a die for the mug and stuff as well. And the coffee beans. So the stamps and the dies, so you can have that as a bundle. And it's photopolymer. There is also papers. Right, let me just move that lot out of the way. There are papers. There are... where did they go? There are these. I'm going to bring them up really close. I'm not sure that it's going to show you. They're called swirl dots, but they are little tiny. They look like really posh chocolates. What they look like to me. They're really quite domed, and you've got some espresso coloured ones, some peachy coloured ones, and some that look like white chocolate champagne truffles. They're really beautiful. And there are, what else are there? There is some ribbon, polka dot trim ribbon. I don't know why I haven't brought that upstairs. But it's like a natural trim, which is really, really cool as well. And then you've got these papers. Now, these papers are fab. I mean, we all need paper that looks like you spilt your coffee on it. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you both sides of the sheets. So these are sort of top down images of the mugs, and the die will cut those out. You've got sort of ginghamy patterns and coffee beans. You've got the excuse me. You've got the tiniest little espresso coffee cups, and then big cups. So obviously you can fussy cut those out. Love this sheet. It's sort of watercolor wash stripes and more coffee splats. Then you've got sort of the cappuccino art, froth art. And again, I love this. This is just so beautiful. We've got some more coffee beans and some more swirly stuff as well. So it's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So you can buy the stamps, the dies, a bundle, the papers, the adhesive dots, and the ribbon. And that's all available now. What I will say as well is bear in mind, I am in the UK, and I'm talking about the Europe market. So I know I have lots of friends in the US and Canada, and also in Australia and New Zealand. They have different warehouses. So the USA and Canada share a warehouse, and Australia and New Zealand share a warehouse. So when I'm talking about stock levels, I'm talking about Europe. You'll have to kind of check in your market, and you can just do that by going on stampingup.com and then clicking the flag of which country you're in. So that's really, really lovely. So then we've got a few other things. So this is a standalone stamp set. It's called Drizzling Droplets, and it's a huge background stamp set. And this is what it looks like stamped. So this is absolutely beautiful for making a background with just a sentiment on it. I stamped, this is Misty Moonlight, so this isn't really dark, but it will look stunning in the paler colors as well. Really, really beautiful. So that's a completely standalone stamp set, as is this one. Now, after the coffee, this was the first one in my basket, and I'm actually going to use it on a card I'm going to do in a minute. This is beautiful. These are the sentiments that I would use most. It's got an amazing happy birthday, but a happy anniversary, which is awesome, and congratulations. A million thanks. Speedy recovery. Now, again, sometimes get well isn't the right sentiment, but a speedy recovery, that's really cool. And then save the date, which is, you know, really useful. And I know we kind of get used to people using save the date for weddings and that kind of stuff. But actually, if you're just having a gathering of family, you could always send out some save the date cards or notes before you actually have all of the details worked out. So I really love that. And the fact that they've got these long tails means it's the right size to go on a portrait or a landscape card. Now, let me say, so this stamp set is £23. It's a red rubber stamp set. You'll need one of the long blocks, which you'll see in a minute. And then there is this. Now, I got really excited, okay, because this is a really little die package. So normally our standard size, we have two different sizes of packs for die. So we have this size, and then we have the square one for the really big sets or the circles. But look at this is teeny. It's really cool. It just has two dies in it. It's £11.25. And these are the shapes it cuts out. So they're basically sentiment shapes. Now they're designed to go with a stamp set, which it's called Happy Little Things. I didn't buy the stamp set. I just bought the dies because look what they're going to work with. So they are going to work with the happy birthday, and the bigger one will work with the congratulations and lots of the other little sentiments. So I'm working on the principle that I'm going to use these on lots of different things. And, you know, why would you not want a teeny tiny set of dies? Oh, lots of love. Lisa and Alison and Anne and Dino and Margaret. Yeah, they're all loving it. Awesome. So then the last thing that I'm going to show you is Simply Zinnia. Now, I had to ask my team the other day whether or not zinnia was actually a flower in the UK, because I didn't know. And many of you will know, because I've said it before. I love my garden, but I don't actually know that much about gardening. And I always have to look stuff up and things. But I'd never heard of a zinnia, but it really, they exist. So here's the stamp set. Now, there are dies as well. I did not bring the dies upstairs with me because I forgot. But I will show you this stamped in a second. And there's also an embossing folder. Now, I appreciate you won't be able to see the embossing folder very well, but when you get it, be aware it's sideways on. I don't understand why. Because most dies go in the die cutting machine, fold first. That's the way I would always do it. But if you put your cardstock in there, portrait, it's going to be sideways on. So you have to put your card in like that way around. So I don't know, unless, of course, I've just got a random one that shouldn't have left the factory. Oh, yeah. You see, Sue said that's why she got it wrong this morning. Yeah, well, I hadn't noticed, Sue, until you mentioned it. So it's kind of weird. And I obviously, when I made the original card, I must have just put it in the right way round. But anyway, that's just weird. I'm going to show you the stamped card in a minute, but let me show you the papers. So if you are signed up for the March Craft Along, these will be the papers that you'll be getting. If you haven't signed up for the March Craft Along, I'm really sorry. But the closing date is always the last day of the previous month. So you can sign up for April's, but not for March's. Okay, so beautiful papers. Like I said, these are so vibrant. Loving this one. And then you've got some softer ones. So you've got polka dots. You've got teeny tiny dotted flowers. And then this has got like little crosses on it and dots. This one, it's beautiful. So it's actually, I'd like to say it's red and pink, but it's, well, yeah. So it could be real red and berry burst, and there's flirty flamingo in there as well. Gorgeous. And this is like this is lemon lime twist, and I keep calling it lucky limeade. So I'm sure some of you have been around long enough with me to remember lucky limeade, but this is actually lemon lime twist. And then you've got this with this, the purple is just beautiful, like a crosshatch design. You've got more beautiful flowers. You've got like a pumpkin pie and I think it's lemon lolly, tiny little star shapes. Beautiful sort of circle, overlapping circles as well. So there are a mountain of colours. So there's berry burst, blackberry bliss, flirty flamingo, highland heather, lemon lime twist, lemon lolly, melon mambo, mossy meadow, old olive, petal pink, pumpkin pie, and a real red. So yeah, the mountain of colours, which is awesome because it means that we've got lots of different colours to play with. And then, so here is a card I made earlier. And actually, my lovely ladies at Card Class made this earlier as well. So you've got the embossing folder at the back. This has been stamped in memento, and coloured in with blends. And then I've just stamped happy birthday from best family ever. And there you go. And then the only other thing in this suite or of products are these. And these are adhesive backed shiny sequins. And does it say what colours they are? Da-da-da. Yeah. So they are lemon lime twist, lemon lolly, melon mambo, and pumpkin pie. Now, obviously, they're iridescent, so they're not. They're designed to coordinate as opposed to match. But they are super cool. So yeah, so lots of awesome stuff. So when you go to place your next order, check out the online exclusives. So for those of you that haven't shopped online exclusives before, basically everything that we have in stock right now shows up on the website. And if I just let me just see if I can show you. There we go. So when you go to the website, there's this banner at the top and it kind of switches around. But if you want to go to the online exclusive, just click shop now. And this is a set that I haven't got actually, which is the Magnolia set, which is really beautiful. But we've got all this new stuff. And there's pages and pages and pages of it. So there's a lot of new stuff that you can get your hands on. Obviously, we've still got the mini catalogue running and the main catalogue running. So there's a lot of stuff. But just take your time and have a look. And also, always check out the clearance rack and any specials as well. So if there's a special offer on, or we've got stuff that is discounted in the clearance rack, you never know what you might find. Always pretty cool. So what I'm going to share with you today is part of this suite, which is called Lighter Than Air. Now, this is what we actually used for February craft along. And I sent out some papers, some baker's twine, some die cut pieces, lots of cardstock, and the matching rainbow adhesive backed dots. So I'm going to start out by showing you the papers. Now, the papers are 6x6 and they are slightly different. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just figuring out which ones. That's that one. No, not that one. I think it's that one. Yeah. So let me just double check. Page 32. Yeah. So normally with our patterned paper stacks, we have 12 designs and you get 4 of each. For this pack, no, 12 designs, 2 of each in the 12 by 12. And normally in the 6x6, you have 12 designs and 4 each. But this time, this pack has 6 different designs. And in the pack, you get 8 sheets of each. So in Craft Along, people get a quarter pack of paper. So they actually got 2 sheets of each one of these patterns. So let me just show you. And they are really pastel, really soft colors. So you've got little arrows and then lemon lolly stripes. I adore this one, this rainbow stripe and balmy blue. You've got these beautiful balloons, which are so easy to cut out. And a top tip for you is on the sheet, you've got part balloons. Okay. So for instance, these two here, you've got 2 part balloons. So if you cut those out, and then up here where you've got part balloons, you can cut off the baskets. You can actually layer them and stick them together. Also, where you've got things like this, where you've got 3 connected or 2 connected, you can actually cut those out as like a oneer. And there's a lovely stripe. There are little clouds on here. Now in the dies, there are cloud dies, but if you don't want to get the dies as well, you can just cut those out. And there's lovely polka dots. And then you've got 2 more. So this is like a wave pattern and a diamond pattern. Little tiny white flowers and then some sort of scallop broderie anglaise kind of pattern there. So the papers are really, really beautiful. The baker's twine again is all delicate as well. So here's a card that we made, and we've cut out the balloons. I've put it on the stripy paper. You've got a couple of the die cuts, and they're the little adhesive dots. And then this one is actually using the die cut pieces. So this so the balloon is die cut, this pattern here is die cut, the basket is die cut, as is this the string or the fastenings to attach the basket. There must be a special name for that. I don't know what it is. And also this piece as well. And then I don't know how well the camera's picking this up, but that there and there and up here are the dots. And I've actually popped them over the top of other dots. So that's really cool. So the dies, let me just quickly show you. So the dies, you've got 2 sizes of like a standard balloon and a heart-shaped balloon. You've got these 2 panels, which you can cut the stamped images out or you can cut the fancy bits out. You've got another panel there. This will also cut out to go on the top of the heart-shaped balloon. You've then got 3 different sized baskets. This sentiment banner, which is this one here. And then you've got bunting and some more panels that you can put on the layers of the balloon. So in actual fact, if you just wanted the dies, oh, hang on, another one there. If you just wanted the dies to make the balloons, you have absolutely sufficient, even without the stamps, just to get the dies. And then you've got this bit here, which is that bit there. So that's really cool. There are also 2 clouds, but I'm going to use that on the card that I'm going to show you in a second. So we're liking the pastel-y colours. This is why we're doing zinnias this month, because obviously I worked with really pale colours in February. So we're going completely loud and wild in March. Okay, so So I've got a Lost Lagoon card blank. I've got basic white and pool party, and then basic white for the inside. Oh, I didn't show you this. So this is the stamp set. So again, these images you can layer one on top of the other. So this panel goes in here, which is what you're going to see in a minute. You've got these panels as well, which can go in. So there's lots of different things that you can kind of layer up one on top of the other. And there's some really nice sentiments in there as well. So that's the stamps. So what I'm actually going to do, I've got no grid paper upstairs. That's not so good. Oh, hang on. I think, there we go. That's okay. I've got a bit of cardstock I can use. Okay, so I'm using the Happy Birthday from that new suite, new stamp set, which is called, I don't remember, Sweetly Scripted. So do you remember I said it worked landscape or portrait? Well, I'm doing it portrait, so you can see it stands there. If I turn that around, it's also going to work. It's going to go right to the edge. So whichever way round you need to use it, it works really well. I'm going to stamp in Pretty Peacock. Now, often I talk about how we ink up stamps, and it bears repeating because often I see people that have got ink all up the sides. They end up with shadows and halos on their images, and you know, they get cross at the stamps or think that they can't stamp or the ink pad's wrong or whatever. And basically it comes down to a little bit of technique, but also being really gentle. If you grab your stamp and you've got white knuckles and you mash it into the ink pad, you are never going to get a good image. But if you treat it gently and tap lightly, and a huge stamp like this, you're going to have to kind of move it all over the ink pad. You just want light inking. You don't ever want to put a huge amount of ink on your stamp, but then you end up with a beautiful image like that. And honestly, that makes me so happy. I've been wanting a Happy Birthday like this for what feels like forever. So I am very excited. So now I'm gonna share with you a little top tip. Okay. So what I've done is I've die cut these balloons out. Now, do we have a balloon? I've just called those balloons. Did I just call those balloons? Oh dear. These are clouds, obviously. I'm sorry if I just called them the wrong thing. At this point, nothing surprises me. Yes, we do have a cloud. Okay. I thought we did. So if you don't want a teeny weeny cloud, because look how small that is compared to that punched piece, you want a big cloud. There's a punch, which is super cool. You can do exactly the same with this. Or if you've got other stamp sets, because there are other stamps and die sets with clouds. So what I've done is I have die cut them. And because everybody was using them today at class, these are all blue. They started out life white. And what I did, and if I bring that up, can you see that it's got what looks like snail trail on it? You know, when it goes up the window. So it's basically Tombow. So what I did was I got all my die cut clouds and I did a little squiggle of Tombow and I just left them to dry. Just put them on the sunny windowsill and left them to dry. And the awesome thing about Tombow is it makes things, if you don't stick two pieces of cardstock together straight away, it becomes a repositionable glue. So think Post-it note, but on any shape you want. So I did this a couple of days ago and I just left them to dry. And now I can stick them down and they stay, but I can lift them off and I don't leave any glue behind or anything. So what I'm going to do is just put them randomly over my card like so. And if you don't want to cut out as many as I have, and I basically did it because I had a class, you don't have to cut out as many. You can just do a couple at a time and then move it. So I'm just going to pop that there. I've got that like that. And then I've got a blending brush. It's barely got any ink on it. And you're going to see what I'm going to do. I'm going to use these as masks. And I'm just going to go over the top really gently. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do one and then lift it off and show you. So from this distance, I'm looking at that. I'm thinking, well, that's not made any difference whatsoever. I'm going to bring it up really close. And look at that. Look at the magic. You can see a fluffy white cloud in the blue sky. Now, I am just going to kind of go over each of the clouds a little bit. I'm not trying to make the whole thing blue because the sky rarely is completely one shade of blue. Mostly it's different shades of blue and also it's got clouds in it. So you can see it's just got a little bit of colour on it. But now I start pulling these off and you got little fluffy clouds, look. Da-da. Donna says she does this often. She loves her Tombow glue. Yeah, Donna, I love my Tombow glue too. I've got a bit of dust on there. Bear with me. Let me just see if I can get that off. I'll have to put a little spot on there. So obviously you can then just reuse these until they become non-sticky. Then you'll have to throw them away, but you can use them multiple times. Okay, so I'm now going to bring in my stamping mat because the rest of the stamping is using photopolymer. And I've got my balloon and the basket. So what colours have I got? Okay. So I'm going to stamp the balloon. Oh, hang on a minute. I did a bit of re-inking after class and I might have just gone a bit bonkers with the re-inking. Okay. So I'm going to pop that balloon down. Then I'm going to use the pool party ink. I've done the same again. Oh, not too bad. And I'm going to position that in the gap. You see how easy it is to build up your balloon. And then I think I'm just going to use this one. To make my little basket. Just going to close these up because we know what's going to happen. Oh, and I don't know whether you can you see the little curved shape indent on that cloud? That's because my dies jumped when I was cutting for craft along. My dies jumped, and this die actually cut into that die. So it just shows you how strong they are, because it actually cut the metal. It still works fine, but yeah, very strong. So let's get this card finished. So that masking tip, you can do that with anything, you know, but obviously it's really useful for things like clouds, but you can do it to get like a floral pattern on things. It's it's really cool. Okay, so there you go. Here's one I made earlier. This one's actually got slightly darker clouds, and I've used the sentiment that came with the hot air balloon, which is up, up and away, hooray, it's your birthday. And obviously we've got those two as well. So lots of different things. But I love the fact that you can use the papers, you can just use the die cuts, or you can just use the stamps and obviously the die cut clouds. But you could just use a blending brush on the background as well. So there's lots. I love it when you can do lots of different things. And don't be surprised if you're seeing this all the time. I'm just saying, best family ever has got a new friend. Because that happy birthday is so cool. And it's fancy. That's what it is. But also it doesn't need to be put on a sentiment and lifted up. You can just do it stamped straight down. Awesome. Right. Well, I'm going to love you and leave you. I will see you back here next week at 2:00 as normal. If you've got any requests, any projects, any products that you want to see, or any fancy folds or techniques, then send me an email. Let me just put my email address up just in case you don't know what it is. Amanda@inspiringinking.com. If you send me an email so I can put it on the list of things for Amanda to share with you, that would be amazing. And all of the products that you've seen today are available in my online store. If you pop over to www.inspiringinking.com. There's a shop now button. It will take you directly to my online store. And you'll see everything that I've shown you today is available there. Okay, thank you so much. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all next week. Goodbye.